So we are discussing about the HANA Studio administration part here. So whenever you are unable to connect to the HANA Studio, the first and most important thing is you need to check the whether database is up or not. Database is up or not. We need to check that button here, right? So we need to check the whether the still the database is up or not. Maybe due to restarts or some other doing the practice and everything, we need to check that button, right? So suppose HD9 ADM. So here you need to just type the HDB space info here. You see here, so nothing is there here, right? Which means the database is down. Here the database is down here. HD9 is down here. So here HD9 is down. When you are trying to connect it, you cannot connect it. You cannot connect it here. So I think someone executing the reset the user system here. So you can see someone HDB name server reset the user server they are executing, which means they are resetting the password using the operating system level. So who is doing that one? Anyone? Definitely someone is doing, but who is that guy? So once you reset it, so just to share the passwords, right? You can see many members are connected using the root password. Can just they said they connected here, right? So if you type wrong password multiple times, that definitely that will be locked. Definitely, so that will be locked here. That will be locked here. So that's why. So you correctly type the passwords. If you do wrong passwords, it will cause the password lock. Password will be locked here. Okay. So that's the thing here. So maybe if once you done the reset, once you done the password reset, whoever doing, just to update in the group what is the correct password. Okay, that is the one thing I can request. So one more thing is here. So since we are discussing the administration, let me check the is there any other databases we have. I think we have the HDD, we have HD1, we have, right? HD1. So let's connect to the HD1. Anyone knows, right? Maybe you guys know some password. HDD ADM. Just you can select it, then HDB space info, you see the user ID, here, right? Sorry, you see the process, all the 7 processes are up and running here. So again, just you can go to the HD9, someone resetting the password, that's fine, that is down. So I'm going to the HANA Studio again. I'm going to add the system again here, right? You say HD1 00 and system DB and next system, then password here. So let me check. It's not the correct password. What is the correct password? So 24. Yes, it is the correct password. So then I have added the system here. So if you type 6 times or 6 times, I guess 6 times wrong password, 7 times that will be locked here, right? So I added here. Then so SAP Linux 1 also I am adding here. The 00 instance number. Sir, how can you know here? So here you see it's a 00 HDB. So HD1, right? HD1 which I tested here, HD1. So based upon the HD1, based upon the port number, I can see 3 instance number 03, right? Instance number is the 03 here. If it is the instance number 03 means that is the 30303 here. So like that we can recognize the instance numbers of the tenant database here. The database name is HD1 here, right? Just we can add to the system, then we can do so we can add to the password here, right? So I have added the system DB and tenant DB into the my HANA Studio. You can also add the similar way here. If you add 2-3 times, you will get practice here, right? So now let's open the either system DB, tenant DB here. So as we speak yesterday, system DB, tenant DB here. The differences we discussed here, but here the main is the here is the tenant. Tenant is the main here. Why? Because all the data resides, all the data resides into the tenant DB itself only here. All the data resides in the tenant DB. Where exactly? In the index server here. Index server here. So index server, we have the name server and we have the pre-processor, and also we have the preprocessor, we have the compile server here, right? We have the web dispatcher, we have the access engine, then we have the Daemon process here. So these are the 7 core process will be created at the database level. It's like a family members here. It's like a family members in the systems here. It's like a family members in the systems here. So in the overview patch, so it's give the overview of the information here, right? So then you can also see here. So you can also see here services status here, and when was the last restart happened. Some services are today, some services are yesterday here. So today some services are showing here, some services are restarted in the yesterday itself. Just 3 minutes difference here, maybe starting difference I guess here. Here CPU, memory, and all the information it is showing here. Okay, the alerts tab, alerts related information up to here. So we have discussed here the disk usage. The disk usage is the 96 percentage, 96 percentage, 96 percentage. So which means, so each and every alert, each and every issue, each and every symptom, it will generate as a alert in the database level. This alert based upon your configuration, this alert will come into the your queue if you configure it here, right? So let's start discussing about the one by one here, what the each and every process will do here. So index server. So index server is the main process. It will store the all the data, all the calculations, data stores, all the data stores. So everything data stores means data resides, all the calculations, everything will happen in the index server. It is the main process in the database. It's the master process. It is the master process here, right? So this is in the database level, which is the most critical dangerous process means index server. That is the father of the database here. So normally we discussed, so brand new house means brand new database we have installed. Inside of the home, inside of the database, we have the family members will stay, right? Family members means we have the father, mother, so childs, right? Sisters, and everyone are available. Same as like here in the database itself, we have the family members are available. In that family members, index server is the father here, father of the database. So all the data calculations, data resides, data storages, everything will do by index server. Index server is the main process here. Sir, what about, sir, everything is taken care by the father, then what is the use of the other process here? The use of the other process is they will help to the father, they will help to the index server. Normally, we in our home as a family, we will help to our father, right? So father, we will help to the father on day-to-day usages, earnings, burden, calculations. So earnings, all those things we will help to our father, right? So same as like here, all the remaining process will help to the father, means index server here. How they will help us here? So why? Because here index server is the main process. That's why if you see each and every process usage, the index server will use the majority of the memory. Index server will take the majority of the memory. It will consume it will eat the majority of the memory in the system. Majority of the memory in the system, it will use it here. So coming to the CPU, it is only highly, why? Because all the data will resides in the in memory of the index server only here, in the index server of the memory. That's why you can see all process will use the low, but except index server will use the high memory usage. Means all the data in the database level, it will store in the memory itself, right? That is called the index server memory. So here So what is the use of the name server then? So index server is available in the tenant. It will store all the data. So all SAP applications or any third party applications will connect to the index server only. Index server only. So index server is the main process here. So name server, it will holds the topology related information like system SID, your host name, instance number. So like this type of information, it will hold it. It will carry out the, it will hold the, and it will help to the, will help to, so index server. As and when required, the index server is required the some landscape related information. Then here name server will provide the landscape related information. Then will help to the index server to carry out the work. So suppose in the database level, any process or any task, it's required the SID, some landscape related information. That's why we will call it as the topology related information. In the database level, topology means this is the topology related information here, right? Topology related information here. So what about the preprocessor here? This is available in the system DB. This is also available in the system DB, system DB, system DB. This is only tenant DB here, right? Index server, access engine, both are in the tenant DB. Each tenant, there is a dedicated index server will be running here. Preprocessor. What is the use of the preprocessor means? Processing the unstructured data, processing the unstructured data, unstructured data, and will help to index server to process the data. HANA, one of the advantage we discussed is HANA also can process the unstructured data, not only structured data. Structured means the coding format and everything. HANA will not only process the structured data, it can be also process the unstructured data. What is mean by unstructured data means in the notepad data, the text data, without any format, without any rules. So it will process the unstructured data here, which means so it will, here preprocessor will convert that structured data into the unstructured data into the structured, and will help to the index server to process the data here. So that is the use of the index, not the index server, preprocessor here. Preprocessor process the unstructured data here. So what is the use of the compile server here, compiler server here? Compilation of the stored procedures, programs, etc. So compilation of the stored programs and programs here. Database means database. This HANA database they have written build it with C++ language. C++ language here. So every database there is a repository of the programs. Then there is a stored procedures here. So which means they are written into the coding like C++ language here database. So sometimes when a new functionalities or sometimes it come, we should be required the compilation for speed up purpose. How in the SAP level we will run the SGen to compile the programs and everything. So in the database level, yeah, the compile server, it will use the compilation of, it will always compile the stored procedures, programs, and will help to index server to process the data or anything here. So each and every process will help to the data here. So web dispatcher will take the, so browser based request will take the browser based request here. So here access engine process the browser based request here, browser based request, and will help to index server here, right? So what is mean by dispatcher access engine? Some request may be the, sometimes users may log in via not only from studio, sometimes we can also log in to the, so browser, through browser. Nowadays everybody will log into the browser, will do the work here, right? So sometimes for database also we can connect to the browser. Database also we can connect to the browser here. Through browser we can connect it here. So here, when you are opening the database from the browser, here immediately the web dispatcher will take that request here. If any in the SAP level ICM, how ICM will take the browser based request, it will take the request, it will take the browser based request and it will give it to the access engine. Access engine will process the browser based request, then will help to the index server here, right? Normally if the studio request, application request directly will connect to the applications, will connect to the index server. If it is the browser based user is logging, that time here web dispatcher access engine will take care of the browser based request here, browser based request here. Okay, got it. So then the last process is the, so then this is the father, we assume this is the father, these all are the childs or something like that. Then this is the mother, Daemon is the mother here. So Daemon, what Daemon will do, so if any out of, if any process, if any DB process is in uh, faulty status, is in the faulty status, then if any DB process is in the faulty status, then so Daemon will go and clear it. It means, so if any out of the six process, out of the seven, if any process is in the faulty, means error status or sick status or down status, immediately the Daemon process will go restart that process here. In the database language, that's why we will call it as the faulty status here. If any DB process is in the faulty status, then Daemon will go and clear it. Daemon will go and clear it here, that process here. That's why, so this is the faulty Daemon. That's why that normally in our home also, general scenario I'm telling. So in case if any one of the father or, so normally in the family, if any one of the member is down due to sick, due to some other health issues, immediately the mother is the one only person can give boost and bonavita, some other medicines to the respective family members to make that respective process to be up or active status, right? Same respective family members to the active status here. Here also the Daemon, that's why I call it as the Daemon is the mummy. So Daemon process also, if any family member is down, immediately so the Daemon process will give the boost to that process. Immediately that process will come to the active status, green status here. So let's see the example now here. Okay. So I'm in the system. You can see it here. I'm in the system. So here, so you can see it here. What I am doing here, let me cancel the one of the process here. So suppose example, I am going to cancel the this kill. I am going to kill it. Right click and kill it here. I am stopping this process here. So normally I cannot do by directly in the system tenant DB here. So everything it should come from tenant DB itself only. Why? Because so I cannot touch. What is the use of the responsibility of the system DB here? To do the administration part of the all the tenants, we have to do it from the system DB itself here. So stopping and starting also one of the administration activities here. So directly I cannot go ahead and do that one here, right? So now you see, let me go ahead and stop the process here. So unwantedly, I'm stopping or killing the process here. See, the process is cancelled now. So immediately what the Daemon will do, oh, Daemon will assume, the mummy will assume, and it will go and it will check this one. Daemon will go, oh, out of the one of my family member is down here. Then immediately Daemon will go, will make it up status here automatically, will make it up status here. Just if you refresh it here, then immediately the service come to the active status here. The service is starting mode here. See here, the service is starting mode here. Right? The service is coming to the active status here. So that is coming to the active status here. So just you can just refresh it here. So that is coming here. So now you see the process is now in the active status here. Right? So who did it here? Normally, if any process, if you stop it, you will start it automatically, no, right? We had to start it manually. As a consultant, we need to stop the SAP systems and everything. But the dispatcher also stopped, we have to start it manually. ICM also stopped, any work process stopped, we have to start it manually. But in any database process, if it is stopped due to some other reason or that something is crashed, then it will be auto restarted. It will be auto restarted by the your Daemon process here. Here, who is helping? Daemon is helping. Means Daemon is like mummy. So mummy is helping to recover that service here, right? Same as like here. That's why I call it as the mummy here. That's why I call it as index server is the father here. Why? Because father is the main person here. He will take all the loads and burdens here. So that's the reason index server is the main process in the database, in the HANA database. All the data stores in index server only, not in the other server, other services. Then what is the use of the other services, sir? Other services it will help to the other services will help to the other services will help to the index. Other service will help to the father, means index server, right? So same as like here, right? This is about the each and every service usage here. Okay, so now let's see the performance here. Now let's see the performance of the database here. Let's see the performance of the database here, right? So here the performance of the database is like, so you can see the performance tab. Performance means how the database is behaving, how the database is processed, how many users are logging. Then what is the performance? It kind of performance here. So speed. So then how many users? What are the threads? So whenever you log into the database level, it will assign the one session to you. Means you are working in the database means, so there is a one session will be allocated to the your user. This is your session. So some other 5 users are logging, then there is a 5 users will be assigned. So I am logged with the my user. That's why it's like administrator user, but database user is the system. But some other user, Ushi also logged into the system application user. She also connected to the database user is called the system user. What is the IP? What is the host name? Like to what time they connected? So how many queries? How much data they pulled from the database level? All the information will be recorded in the system here. That is called in the sessions. Whoever logins to the database level from HANA Studio or applications, whatever the different approaches you are using, so that information will be tracked under here. That is called the sessions. In the sessions information, you will see the data here. Sessions information, you see the data here, right? So then we have the threads. You can see the threads means once you log into the database level using the session, then one session will be allocated, but you will do the multiple activities, right? Multiple actions here, right? That multiple actions are called the threads here. So one session will use the multiple threads, multiple actions. Thread means one action. Whatever the actions you are doing after you log into the database level, you will go this tab, you will delete that one, you will open that one, we will delete this one. So which means each and everything is a set thread here. Each and everything is a thread here. That's why we can see the threads. In which thread it is useful, which process thread it is occupying, and what you are doing in the index server, what you are fetching the database level, all the information will be recorded here. All the information will be recorded here. So if any transaction is blocked, you can see the blocked transactions list here. Sometimes what happens, sometimes the transaction will be blocked. I have done the one transaction, you are also doing the same transaction. So that sometimes due to deadlock issue, the transaction will be blocked here, right? So then if anything stuck here, we can see the transaction ID and who is the remote transaction ID, all the information we can see it here. SQL plan cache. SQL plan cache means all the SQL statements. Cache means it's a temporary storage area here. So, which means all SQL statements, whatever the SQL statements we executed, SQL plan cache, all the SQL statements will be executed here. All the SQL statements are available here. All the SQL statements are available here. That's why SQL plan cache. So all the SQL statements are available here. Right? You can see the all the SQL statements. Whatever the statements you are executing here, you can see the all the SQL statements are available in this case here. Right? So that is the one thing here. Select count star from all the information are available here. Right? So this is the SQL statements here. SQL statements here. So all the SQL statements. So whatever we execute it, not only me, so any user, anyone, all the statements will be in the one cache here. So one cache. So that if anyone wants to execute similar transaction, similar thing, immediately it will pull the data. Means within the speed they will get the data here. Within the speed he will get the data here. So that's why we have the SQL plan cache. Right? The next one is the expensive statement trace. Normally in the database level, not only HANA, every database, the data will be fetched using the queries statements, SQL statements only. Select star from. Because suppose something you required now in the screen, you are in the screen, just you are searching something, you are doing, you are clicking the button here, you are clicking the button here and like this here, right? You are selecting here, you are doing this here and here, so you are roaming. So, but here backend, what will happen for each and every activity for database will generate the one query, one SQL statement, it will generate it here. One SQL statement, it will be generated here. So that SQL statements, so if you want to trace what's happening and everything here, so that SQL statement trace, we can take it out here. That SQL statement trace, we can take it out here. It's locked. What happened? Okay, it's locked. Open. Okay, so this is the SQL statements trace. Sometimes, suppose database level, some long runnings are executing here. If you want to trace something here, then here in the performance tab, so here SQL statements will help us to find out what is causing the issue and everything here. So just a tracing, whenever you enable the tracing, the trace will be enabled here. The next one is the job progress here. In database level, internal some jobs will be run. You no need to manually execute it, database level itself. So system will run the some default jobs. If any those jobs will be, normally we won't see anything. Why? Because it will be in the fraction of seconds sometime. So that's why. So sometimes due to system issues, it will very be long. So that time those jobs will be, we can find out here what's happening, what is the string, what is the job you are executing, what. So all the information we can check here in the performance tab. So basically the performance tab is for the to checking the all the performance related issues and everything here. Check the all the performance related issues and everything, we can check it out here. That is the performance tab here. System performance, how the system is behaving. So all kind of things we can progress it here. All kind of things we can see it here. That is the, so this is the one here, right? So this is the one here. So the next one is the volume tabs. Volume means your disk. Your disk means volumes means here in the database language, volumes means disk. Disk means your slash and data slash and log volumes here. What is the percentage of utilizing here? So what is the percentage of disk usage here? What is the percentage of the total? Why? Because for database level, the disk usage also very important here. Disk usage also very important here. It's already 97% is already occupied. So 97% it is occupied here. right? So we need to carefully check this data volume and log volume also here. We need to increase our, so we need to do the some housekeeping activities and everything in the here. Here in the data volume status, we can see the status of the volumes. What is the data volume size, free space, total size, used size, right? How much used, how much free. So all the information we can find out from here. All the information we can find out from the here, right? So just to volume status here, or OS level also we can find out here, or in the SAP level also, you see here the SAP level, if we go to the overview page, here we can see disk usage here, data volume, log volume, and trace slash not trace, right? So this is the value, we can see it from here. So 95 crossed, the CPU and memory utilization is very high here. So someone doing backend something in the system, that's why it's a very high utilization in the system here. That is the volume status here. Performance means system related any performance issues, system slowness, database is down. If database is down, you cannot open HANA Studio, but any system is slowness. So we need to check how many users and which user is logging and what he is doing, what is the how many records he pulled from the database level, all those things information we can see it in the sessions here, right? So threads also we can see it here, right? So blocked sessions and everything here, right? So these are the things. Then cache, plan cache here, SQL plan cache here. So then expensive statements trace here. So statements, expensive statements here, we can execute it here. Expensive statements here, we can find out here expensive statements. So this tab is very important. So if any issues in the database level, this is the one of the important tab. Here we need to check this one here. This is the one important tab. We need to check why it is why it is, and all those things are very important here, right? This is the one of the important tab here, right? Next one is the configuration, right? Configuration tab. So shall I explain or will you guys practice? Okay. Okay, let's.
Ravi, I just have a small question. So if you're using a S4 HANA on HANA database, the DBA cockpit transaction code that will not show us anything.
It will show the HANA Studio related information. It will show whatever we use it, here, everything will be displayed by the DBA cockpit info, DBA cockpit transaction code.
Right, and in the system logs and in the dumps, you can also see some errors or no.
Right. In the DBA cockpit transaction code, you can see it.
Okay, so if we need any diagnosis at the DB level, we have to come to HANA Studio then.
Yes.
Okay.
You can see it. The real analysis is required. So we can just come to the here. So then we can do it here.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the one. So next one is the, so okay, let me configuration tab here. Okay, I think we have 15 minutes left. That's fine. Okay, let me explain configuration tab. Okay.
Sir,
So,
okay, sir, no doubt.
sorry.
It's a small doubt, sir.
Yeah.
If time permits. Yesterday, I tried to install that DB in Linux one, but actually, in that media folder, you have given that SP0, SPS07 DB file, right?
Right.
It did not extract for SAP car to SAP car command. So I've copied from SAP Linux to SAP HANA, that is a folder, and I've tried to extract it. It asked me for specify the path of installation.
With, okay, HANA installation.
Yeah,
Did you
there.
did you join my first class HANA installation class?
Yeah, I've
Are you
joined.
doing the
I've
first time HANA
Yeah,
installation?
I'm doing it first time. I'm doing it first time.
Okay, then you see my previous recording. So in the previous
Okay,
recording, whenever you do the HANA installation, okay, let me explain once
okay.
again. Just listen, okay,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
Okay, whenever
yeah.
you are doing the HANA installation, so it will ask the default path. So Let me show you here. Go to the /media. This is what, if you read the mic, okay, I cannot comment now, but let's see here. So go to the /HTTP LCM space hyphen ignore check underscore. Why? Because we don't have any signature file, so that's common, so no issue. Then we can ignore it, check underscore signature underscore file. So whenever you use HDB LCM tools, we will use it here with root user. Okay. So with root user, we can just use the HDB LCM tools to install the HANA database. Any HANA database, we can use it here. So then, do you want to specify the additional components? So not required. We don't need any other additional components. So then just click on the OK, enter. So because here answer already taken the no. Open bracket and close bracket, it's already taken the no. So here, what you want to install it here? So 8. So you want to do the installation. So 8 is the install. Just select the 8. Just click on the enter button. So now what it will ask, what can you provide the installation path here. So it will also show the answer also it will show here /HANA, so shared something like that, it will show the answer. So just see here. Yeah, so enter the installation path. So you don't read only these things. You can also see this is the one here, right? Installation path means where the installation files and everything will be located here. So /HANA shared, So this is the correct answer. So here, yesterday also I explained one important thing is in HANA, answer also will be displayed in the open bracket and close bracket in middle. The answer will be displayed here. So this is the correct. You can just click on the enter button. Otherwise, just give the same path, it will take it out. It will take
change
it
the
out.
path or not?
You can change it path, but this is the common path. Installation path is common. You can change the path also. If you want to change the path, you need to enter the path name here. Path name, you have to enter it here. So domain name, enter the local host name. Local host is SAP Linux 1. So the answer already SAP Linux 1 taken. Just click on the enter button. So then what is do you want to add the systems to the host? Yes or no? No. So means we are not doing the scale out scenario, scale up scenario. No. So then what is the SID here? So just choose the HDB, right? What is the instance number? 10. So 10 already taken here. Next series. I don't want to 10. I want to give the 80. Then you can give the 80 here. 80 already given by the, no, it's already, someone already chosen the HDB user. It's already they have taken. So that's why it's saying that first remove this database. First remove the HDB database, the database which you are given. Remove it. Then so you can make it further. So that's why it's saying that one here. Then just to default, we can finish it. Why? Because this answer also right. This will take the file. Everything is standards only. So then everything, just click enter button. Then database will be installed. Then passwords don't enter. Why? Because you keep on entering. Just you ask the empty. Just you can choose the password here. Right? So password. Yes.
In real-time installation, they will give the name, database name and everything. They will provide all documents.
Yeah, they will provide the what is the SID, instance number, everything they will provide to us. Then we have to choose the thing. What is the data? We have to correctly provide the whatever the SID we want to install it. We can provide it. Sometimes some customer they will ask us, please provide the required SID name for our SID. So then we are installing the development, right? Then HDD, HDQ, HDP, something like that. We will choose our own recommendation, something like that. Okay. So like that we have to install it.
Hello.